And it's been a lot of fun. What it does is it automatically scaffolds out in RAM only, not in files, models, views, controllers, and routes. So what is that good for you? To be able to maybe extend an existing application, let's say, just create some tables, then it'll actually work. Or to be able to take an existing database. That's what I'll show today. Start with something that you already have on hand. Let's say you're even taking an existing application, maybe from a PHP thing or whatever. You're wanting to rewrite it in Rails, give it some fresh blood. So we'll do a Rails new, Rails 7 app, make something called Friendly.rb, use Postgres for a driver, and then don't bundle yet. That dash B is like, let's not bundle yet. So building out a file set there. Getting out to the Friendly.rb folder, let's make it friendly by editing for a little bit of the gem file, throw in that gem. It's a live coding thing, all my demo for you here today. It's all fresh live coding stuff for you. Get this thing cranked up in size. So, Postgres, you can put this anywhere, gem brick. Ha! And so that's just a starting point. How about? Now we'll bundle that guy up. Further, there's a database that I have that I've started off with just a few tables in. Anybody remember the old Northwind database that Microsoft put together back in 1995 for like Excel, like a demo thing back then or whatever? Yeah, let's use that. So in database YAML, we'll say that instead of this Friendly.rb development, we'll use Northwind. Now, after it's now bundled, everything's in place. Without doing anything else, no files I've created related to any models or anything else in this whole thing. What do we get? But it knows what's going on. It has inspected, and it actually works along with Zeitwerk to be able to do this stuff. It's like, all right, now when I go and I want to, like, let's say, do orders, let's see what orders look like, right? We'll go out to localhost, just /orders, just straight up. And as I was even typing, it went, tried to find the files. It intercepts the Zeitwerk stuff, lets Zeitwerk to do what it does, but also then if it's not there, then it says, well, hey, maybe I have an option. I have a way to be able to solve this. So it made an order model. This doesn't even have any foreign keys, so I don't see any blogs to has-manys, right? It also made then an orders controller. So this stuff in RAM, these now built out because there was an absence of those files out on disk. All right, so that's cool, but I want the foreign keys, man. All right, so you can do an initializer file for Brick. And inside of that initializer file, you can specify, well, I'd like these foreign keys. And in fact, while it builds it out, since I've already said I have the Northwind database, while it built the initializer right now, it interrogated the database to find out, well, what are probable foreign keys that I might want to have you to use? Stuff that, I'll bet this guy wants this, that kind of thing, So let's now open up that initializer file. In config initializer, it drops it in. And even get a little bit more real estate. No, that's all I can get. All right, well, whatever. Scrolling down through the initializer file, automatically built out is a set of commented possible additional references. So these are like the foreign keys that it's thinking like, hey, you might want this. Yes, I do. So we'll save that change out. And then rerun our Rails S. Doesn't look a lot different yet until we go out and, this is the old one before I've refreshed here. So this is just, it has what would be numerical foreign keys, but it's just not hooked up, right? And if I refresh, oh, okay, now it knows about the belongs tos and the has-beens and all this stuff. You can go in and just full CRUD, on various records out in the database. So it's an admin panel, essentially, for free, no files associated, and so forth. Also, it has, let's see the ERD, kind of, what is the lay of the land? So if you wanted to interrogate an existing database that you love or whatever, you don't know what's inside, it's a great thing. Just put this against a fresh new Rails project, and then you can do this kind of stuff where you can see, oh, how does it all associate, which is pretty fun. All right, further, since Adrian invited me, I want to give him some love. His Avo project is rad. Yeah, perhaps you guys have seen it, I don't know. But I'll go ahead and put in the Avo gem as well. How about? I think it'll be like version 2.4 of his things that'll come along with this, so we'll rebundle on that. Because Brick likes to play along with other admin panels, well, it can build the resource files automatically for you, which is pretty fun. Let's go ahead and do a bin Rails G Avo install to make that initializer from his project. There it is, done so. And we'll do another bin Rails S. What do we get now? So previously the screen looking like this for orders. Let's refresh that guy now. Oh, and now it has a little Avo icon. Oh, look at that, that's pretty cute. It's noticed that, oh, you have Avo. I will automatically build out the resource files that normally you'd have to scaffold out or whatever. You have to use the generators to be able to build that kind of stuff, the models and everything else. But now Avo's up and running, just like that. Thank you. So you can cruise around, and it's got the little cute brick icon if you want to go back to that, that land, see how that goes. And so either way, you can rapidly prototype stuff and see how it looks and how it operates, what have you. The final thing that I'll show is, well, there's a lot of stuff it does, by the way. This is only just scratching the surface, quite frankly. But just now we had seen that great documentation presentation, which I love. Thank you for that. And I'm also a proponent of having good docs. So there's RSwag UI. If you just only put that gem in, that's enough for this thing to say, oh, you probably want API endpoints, don't you? You want them to be documented, don't you? All right, we'll bundle on having the RSwag UI gem having been added in the mix. Now when you start it up, it's going to give you a couple hints. As it starts, RSwag UI gem detected. To make this available, put this stuff in an initializer, and then put this in your route. So let's do so. Over in our brick file, wherever it's hiding. Let's also, you pretty much throw it anywhere, but there's a part that's commented that talks about it. Anyway, there's also in routes.rb. So I put that in an initializer, that first part that it described on little hints there as it booted. I'll also do this then that mounts those given routes for RSwag UI. Put that into our routes.rb. So now starting up, it now gives more of a hint to say, hey, this is now available. You get after your endpoint just immediately like that. I know that's not like test first sort of that kind of approach that was just described. However, if you wanted to very, very quickly establish RESTful API stuff, hey, here's a way to do it. So we can now go to API docs index, and just like that, Swagger stuff's available. There's a lot more. Like if it has views, then you can create versioned different API services based on views that you have present. If it's named v1 underscore something, v2 underscore something, if you have that kind of naming convention, then if you just want to have v2 have a few changes and v1 has like 10 things, you just put the one in on the v2 and it updates and it inherits from the v1 stuff where necessary. Does that make sense? Anyway, read the docs, it's fun. Thank you guys very much. This is The Brick. Hope you enjoyed it.